Hello and welcome to Colts camp. It's day 9. It was a misty, rainy day. It's not now. You can see it's starting to clear up, but it was a kind of a misty day. And really the takeaway for both of us today is going to be the same thing. Josh Downs goes down with an injury. He's taken down by Nick Cross from behind during a 7-on-7 drill. Shane Steichen was not happy.
No, Shane said that you've got to be smart out here. You can't be risking injury to teammates. Of course, there's certain situations that are going to happen that are sometimes just unfortunate. That was a 7-on-7 play. They're not really supposed to be taking anyone down. It was not really like a contested play for the ball. So I have a feeling they're gonna look at that a lot. Right after that, Nick Cross was playing a lot with the second team. He came in later, back with the first team. So he's locked into competition to try to become the starting free safety. So he's out here trying to make plays. But the vibe I got from Shane was that was taking the effort to make impact plays just a little bit too far.
Unclear at this point what Downs is facing. It's an ankle. We know that much. He could not put full weight on it to get off the field. He couldn't leave the field under his own power. He went back into the trees where they have the training set up and everything like that. We haven't seen anything since then. But if Downs has to miss considerable time, that could be a big loss for this team. They don't have necessarily a player of his caliber in the slot. If I had to guess, Anthony Gold would be, in theory, the next man up. But I think in reality for game weeks, it would probably be some combination of Michael Pittman, Gold, and probably some of the tight ends like Kylan Granson and Will Mallory, just to replace all that. Because they don't necessarily have – Gold isn't necessarily thought of as the same type of player in terms of being able to read defenses and settle in the right spots. Pittman is that type of player, but they're going to want him on the outside some. And then I think you can mix and match a little bit with the tight ends. But it's a big loss considering the way Downs has played so far.
Yeah, I think he's been the best offensive player in this training camp. He just really took everything he did well as a breakout rookie, got over the knee issue that lingered all of last season, and just looks explosive and looks crisp out here. And just really unfortunate because that is a big loss for them. That's a lot of targets that were supposed to go his way. And all of a sudden, it does put more pressure on that third receiver spot of Alec Pierce and A.D. Mitchell, more on the tight ends, who no one's really emerged there yet. So we know they have Michael Pittman Jr., but when Downs isn't out there, it's a real mystery who else is going to catch a lot of passes right now.
We've been doing a football thing that gives us joy every practice. We'll do it one more. I just like that they practiced in the wet stuff. It kind of felt, I don't know, anytime it's misting or raining, it kind of feels like practice growing up before you went inside for everything.
Yeah, and I was watching during the individuals and warm-ups, Anthony Richardson just like vibing, dancing in the rain. He's from Gainesville, Florida, so he's used to storming weather all the time, but it's usually a lot hotter than this. So it was a little not a lot of fans out here today. It wasn't the most maybe joyful early morning practice to come out to, but Anthony Richardson's always having fun. When he can get out here, he can play, and he's over the shoulder injury for now. I mean, he's just loving being out here, and it's fun to watch.
Colts will be off tomorrow, back here on Friday. Until then, we're on Josh Downs' watch to find out what happened to him and more of a prognosis. For the Indy Star, I'm Joel Erickson. This is Nate Atkins.
How do you think the safety situation has been playing out? They kind of switch you guys between positions. It takes some flexibility. How has it been kind of dealing with the back and forth of that? And how do you think you've done?
I think I've done pretty good. Just got to lock in each position you play, go out there, execute, and play hard and play fast.
Nick, what happened on the play with you and Josh? Can you just explain how you see it?
I mean, we playing football, we competing. So, I mean, Josh, my guy, I love that boy to death. So, I mean, we competing. It's unfortunate, and I got to go see what's up with him when I go inside.
I feel like you need to maybe hold up a little bit on 7-on-7 settings like that, or are you okay with how you play that?
I mean, you compete, we playing football at the end of the day.
Nick, when you have the rotating safeties or free safeties and you're getting different snaps in there, do you view that as like, okay, this is my opportunity to go get my spot, or how do you get it to competition?
I mean, I just take every play, take it as an opportunity to go out there and show what I have and let the chips fall where they may.
I guess, what do you think you've shown throughout camp so far?
I mean, I could play all three positions, strong, free, nickel, play some dime, play it at a high level.
Gus has talked about the winner of the other safety battle is going to kind of come down to who the other DBs trust the most. What does that look like to you?
I mean, when you're back there, you got to make sure everybody feels safe with you back there. I mean, that's as simple as that. Got to go out there, make the calls, make the communication, and then play at a high level.
They keep describing this free safety spot as pretty wide open. Just what's your hunger level to kind of make this your year? Make this. How badly do you want to go out and take this job at this point?
I mean, that's what you come here for. You come here to play. You come here to compete. Come here to be great. So, simple as that.
Nick, I know that play happened fast. What I'm hearing is if that happens again, you'll do the same thing. I mean, you didn't. Okay.
I mean, we compete, and I mean, never want to get your teammates hurt and everything like that. You know, like I said, Josh is my guy, so.
Nick, in what ways do you think you've grown from the last season? Really just throughout your career?
I mean, just familiarity with the defense, becoming more of a pro, and, you know, taking care of myself, taking care of my stuff on and off the field, and, you know, just making sure to show up and be the best I can be every day.
Hey everybody, got some good work in today. Worked some backed up situations, some 4-minute situations. Good hard practice today going into the game week.
Any update on Josh Downs?
I don't have anything. We had an ankle for you. That's what I got for you.
What did you see on that play with what Nick did?
Yeah, I mean, we got to be smart. I mean, you know, we're competing like crazy, but we got to stay off the ground, and we can't go down. That's the bottom line.
Jalen Carlisle has been out for a bit. Is there any update as to when he might be getting back out?
I don't have an update there, but he's working. He's progressing well. I'll say that.
Play time for Sunday for your starters?
I'm going to go finalize that tomorrow. I have a good idea of what I'm going to do. I'll let you guys know Friday for sure. I just want to get with the staff tomorrow because I haven't told the players yet, so I want to tell them first.
Do you think they'll play some?
Possibly, yes. Yeah.
So with Josh going out, obviously Anthony went in there at that slot. If he has to take on a bigger role, what's been your impression so far this year?
He's got great speed, I'll tell you that. We've hit him on some deep crossers through camp. He can really run, and that's what, you know, when we were going through the draft process, watching him, he can play a little bit of everything inside. You know, at Oregon State, he played outside as well. So, and he's got punt return ability. So, really impressed with what he's done so far.
Are Mitchell and Pierce kind of still even? Is there any?
Yeah, they're still battling, and both of those guys are making plays every day. I mean, I think both those guys are going to have an impact for us this year. So I really like where both those guys are at.
Anthony mentioned that he feels like he's throwing it better than he did last year. In what ways do you see, or do you see that, and in what ways do you see?
Yeah, I mean, the ball just jumps off his hand. I mean, that's like someone said this once, and I kind of laughed, but it's kind of true. It's like a coiled up rattlesnake. It just snaps out of his hands, and to come back off the surgery, to be throwing the way he's throwing has been good to see.
What do you see different?
I just see, obviously, progressions, going through his progressions, not so much the arm, just the mental aspects of the game, you know, being around his teammates, going through different reads and getting those reps over and over again has been good to see.
Before one of your last 11-on-11s, not even before the 4-minute drill, you kind of called it, the guys all got together. You said something. Was that a reminder of let's not hurt each other?
No, I was just going over the situation there. There was 2:40 left on the clock. Defense had 2 timeouts. Offense was up by 4. Obviously, offense got to get a first down to win it there at the end.
With the slot spot, as long as Josh is down, is that a multiple-person replacement? I mean, is it a situation where you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, with any slot, obviously, Josh is a hell of a football player, but those guys are interchangeable. I mean, you can put Pitt inside there. It just depends, right, what kind of route combination we're doing. You know, you can put anybody you want there in that slot position.
Can some of the tight ends fit into that as well?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
All right.
Good?
Drag, had to get rid of it.
Kind of a change of today from the incredible heat to a little chillier. Did you guys welcome that?
Yeah, I mean, 9 a.m. Practice a little more adversity than the usual 10 o'clock. So I think it's good to get up, guys. Get guys up, get them moving. Right into a team period. I think it's great practice. A lot of high intensity. I feel like that's kind of been the name of the game this offseason and this training camp was, the duration of practice is not the way when I first got in the league how it was, 220, 230, an hour and a half, but great plays, great hum, getting after it. I think guys had a really good day today.
I'm not sure how much influence you guys have on how much you play in preseason, but you guys have an entire line coming back. You have that continuity. Mm-hmm. How do you see it? Do you guys still need some time, or do you feel like it doesn't matter as much?
Yes. I mean, I don't know. I think there's something to be said for getting some reps, right? I mean, it's like I don't think you necessarily want the first time you hit another person but we have joint practices now and all this stuff. So I don't know. I mean, it's up to Shane, whatever his decision is. But I mean, I think if you look at the way the league is going, like my rookie year, we played 3 quarters of my the third game, and no one's doing that anymore. I don't think 'cause it's just as soon as unfortunately someone gets hurt, it's like everybody's like, all right, not worth it, right? But I think it's also good work, and I think we've got we have joint practice with the Cardinals coming up, Bengals. So I think we've got some good work coming up, and I'll let Shane figure that one out.
Looking at that injury risk, is that a reminder of it, just the Josh Downs play? Is that just get concerning just to see a teammate go down?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say any specific play. I think it's just, when you work the entire offseason to be, healthy as you can. 17 games is hard to get through as a starting five in general. I think you try to do everything you can to balance the scales of, being prepared for week one, but also being healthy as you can. So that's a question for Shane, but we'll do the best we can. Yeah, I think the leadership role is really starting to kind of come out. I think it's holding guys accountable, using snap count, changing protections, the things that a year one starting quarterback with minimal college experience probably you're not expecting that to be right now and every single time. But I think the work he did sitting in meetings last year when he was injured, the off season, having now a handful, 10 practices underneath our belt here. I think you can really start to see it. And I saw, I witnessed it today, just kind of caught me off guard. I was like, man, like that. It's cool to see him really progressing into that role. That's the role that you need him to be into.
What about the synergy between you and him? We've been here for all the quarterbacks that you've played with, right? Mm-hmm. You haven't really had the chance to settle in with the guy. Are you starting to see what that can maybe become, and what can that become?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always growing, right? I mean, those guys, a lot of those guys were all veterans, so it was a little bit different, right? So, truly going from rookie and now me being the veteran, kind of on a different side of it, right? But I think it's awesome to see him progress, to see what he can do on the field, what he can do in the leadership role in the huddle. And I think just the impact he has when he steps in the huddle, right? It's not always about what you say, it's about the motivation, the feeling that guys get when you step in the huddle. This guy knows exactly what he's doing. We're prepared. Whatever we call is going to be successful. And that continuity between us two is obviously growing as well. And I think it's the entire five. It's spending time with us, eating with us, talking with us. Those things matter.
How much of a difference does he make, at least in practice, having him in the red zone?
I mean, you look at the way he moves, the way that he is. I mean, it's insane. You know what I mean? So it's. Obviously the playbook's a lot different when Gardner was there versus when Anthony's there, and I think it's just so drastically different of what he can do physically. I mean, obviously you can see what he can do with the ball in his hands, whether it's running, passing. He makes great reads when it comes to if it's an option play or he's reading the defensive end or the backside linebacker. I mean, he's got more reads than I've ever seen. Somebody had to go through on a single process, and for his ability to do that at such a young age with that physicality, I think it's pretty impressive.
Fire away whenever you're ready. Joe, what's it been like just to get implemented with the team and finally get out here and play?
It's tough to describe. I mean, unless you've kind of been in this environment, I feel like I'm getting reminded every day of how fortunate I am to kind of be out here and playing football and having fun, meeting new people, because everybody's just like, all these young guys on the team are always looking up at you and saying, man, what year is this? How old are you? So you're just constantly reminded. And it's a good thing because, I think you need those reminders every now and then that show you how lucky you are to be able to play this game. I mean, it's just been a lot of fun.
What's it like being in the room with Anthony? What have you seen from him just having spent time with him now?
Yeah, Anthony, I mean, listen, he's not going to give you much in terms of how much he's going to, maybe stray from football in the meetings and kind of, just shoot the breeze here and there. He's a good kid and he's an awesome athlete. So it's been a lot of fun. It's a great room. Everybody in there has been great. So it's been a lot of fun with those guys.
What have you seen working with Anthony so far?
Yeah, you know what? Early on in spring, there was a couple times where I threw him some deep routes and we didn't connect. And then for whatever reason after that, we just seemed to hit our stride together. And and when I'm not in there and I'm watching him, just the little quick releases that he does, and then how he gets up to full speed really fast. I think he's doing an awesome job.
I know you had to miss the one practice to go to Jacoby's funeral. What did he mean to you as a teammate?
Man, I don't know if I can think of a better teammate, in terms of just what he created for that locker room, the outlook that he had on just life and football. Special person. I can still just picture him, standing right here next to me, kind of where you are, as the defense is on the field and on a Wednesday, and we're servicing them, and the music comes on, and he's doing whatever he's doing over here. He's doing one of his dances and just getting the whole team going. Yeah, I think you'll hear a lot of that from everybody that you would talk to that's played with him. It's just the kind of personality he had and the way he lit up a room, and the type of locker room that he really created. He was a big time responsible for that environment, and he's going to be missed. It's always tough when stuff like that happens to people, but when it hits that close to you, it's definitely, he will be missed. All right, guys, thank you.